Oh. Let's do, we're going to wing it here. I think I've got all the letters that I need. We're going to do all caps. And I don't know if I want it down here or up here. I'm leaning towards up there. So you also can use, I think journaling is a very important part of this. I use the write-on stickers a lot, or you can turn this into a journaling box with some ruled paper or white paper or whatever you want to write on. You could even journal down the sides. If you wanted to put more photos on here, that would work as well. But what I like is there's the narrow and the wide rule, like college rule, wide rule. And you can cut them to length. What I tend to do is I will journal on them first, and then I will apply and cut as I need to fit it into a particular space, which I'm sure you'll see me do at some point in the future. So let's do all caps for this. And there are tools to line these up. Okay. Apparently I should be using them today. So I'm going to turn this around and work upside down. All right. Here comes my 11th finger. Oh, let's try to make them straight too. That would be really a great idea. But I don't care that much. I care, but Kitty Wampus is a design aesthetic. So I hope as we go through and do these videos, you'll realize how much I really love scrapbooking. I am nowhere near done. I have lots to do. And shortly I'm going to be doing my version of Power Layout for some projects. I currently don't have any projects power laid out, and I usually have 3 to 4 different ones. So I've ended up just creating lots of pages. And I'm not, when I started going through collections last year and decided to just use as much as I could within a folder, I have, oh my goodness, I've probably done 300 pages since last September, and they're waiting for photos. And some of them I'll use, and some of them I might not in the end. But I have my 3 grandchildren, of which I've only done a year for the 2 oldest and part of a year for the youngest. The oldest is 19 now. And my goal at her graduation was to give her things, and it's like, okay, I'm just finishing up my oldest son's book, so we won't talk about how long that's been. And let's see here. The other thing that I'm working on right now is heritage photos. And when my father passed away, and my mother, I inherited all these photos. And I'm like, there's no names on a lot of these. People, if you have old photos and you have that generation alive, I have no one from that generation on either side of my family or my husband's side of his family. They're all gone. And those stories went with them. And part of why we take photos is because of the stories. Well, my dad's mother had they took a lot of photos. And I'm talking, the earliest photo I can date is a copy of a photo that the woman in it would have been my great grandmother, and she passed away in 1870, and she's holding a baby. And all I can do is, the reason we have this photo is because it was her daughter because she had many children. And so it's my grandmother in the photo, and she's about a year, and she was born in 1870. So from there, the earliest ones I have are 1910, 1912. And taking a photo back then was a really big deal. And I think it's important that when we take the time to get either the right camera or the right phone, and we take the photos, we print those photos, and we do something with them. And if the very minimum thing you do is to write who was in it, when it was taken, you have done a lot of help for those of us who are now coming up and trying to figure out what was the reason for this photo. Anyway, so here is field hockey, not fancy, very simple. You could put more photos on it, and that's kind of the process of how I think about things. Enjoy